All right. Part two of Under the Law, the Veil of Masha. Part 2 of Galatians. Just read it. That's where we at. I just did a little bit of first YouTube part 1 about 3:30. It is 6:20. It's 3 hours later. Boom, boom, boom. We're coming right back, and we're just going to read and start in chapter 4 of Galatians. Just read it like I did chapters 1, 2, 3. Yes, I comment on some of the verses that stand out, of course, but I'm just going to read it again for you Hebrew laity and for whoever else. That's how we're going to do this. Now, once again, I always say on my YouTubes, it's not personal. It's scriptural business. And that's just what the heck it is. But if you take it personal, so what? So be it. Who cares? That's just how you're going to take it anyway. Especially if you don't like it. But we're going to deal with Shaul talking, not with people's assumptions, not what people make up, not what we say we wanted to believe. So that's why I'm just going to read. That's the best way to find out. Just read. But obviously, like I said, the other YouTubers, I'm going to comment on stuff that I think that stands out against what I disagree with or what y'all teach in your understanding of we be under the Lord's statutes and commandments. And Masha's disciple instead of Yahushua's disciple. Now, there we go. So let's get that out the way. And let's get started right here on 2 little chapters. I'm just going to read 4 and 5. I'm not going to read chapter 6. I think 4 and 5 covers it. I don't think Galatians chapter 6 extends anymore. It has to say about under the law by faith, which one we save, righteousness, grace, who be with you, blah, 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 blah. If you ain't got enough in the book of Galatians, I know you all have your apologetics for it to get out of it and weasel out of it too. I understand that. I know y'all do. And believe me, I know y'all do. I got a pamphlet over here from the same people that this translation I'm reading on the book of Galatians to bring the Hebrew spin doctor out of retirement and get the Kool-Aid out. I mean the iced tea, and keep the stuff running. But we're going to read. Let's see what's up. Galatians chapter 4. Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, different nothing from a servant, though he be owner of all. Verse 2. But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Remember, he said in the other verse, he said about the seed coming, which we know is Mashiach, under the schoolmaster. You know what? I didn't even notice that in Galatians 4:2. Just reading it right now, talking about tutors and governors until the time appointed. I didn't see that. I didn't see that until right now. Right now, I'm reading it. I did not see that. And what is that talking about? Time appointed, under governors, under the schoolmaster. 4, verse 4, 4:3. Even so, we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. Elements, 47:47 in the Greek. The same elements you see in 2 Kepha chapter 3, verses 8 to 12, that y'all think is the molecules and the suns and the stars and the moons when y'all teaching your eschatology. Elements, not talking about the stars and the moons of this English understanding, etc. But when the fullness of time was come, Yahuwah sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law. See, y'all woke up again. Y'all heard the word law. Ears got big as an elephant. Made under the woman. I told you it was under the law. To redeem them that were under the law. That's why he came, to redeem them that was under the law. Not to put them back in. Verse 4 says, we were in bondage under the elements of the world. Not to come back and keep them under the bondage and take them out from the bondage, set the captives free. Yahuwah sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law. I know y'all know this verse. Y'all got to pull a case with it. I know y'all do. To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption as sons. Galatians 3:13. And because ye are sons, Yahuwah has set forth the ruach of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Verse 4:7. Wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. and if a son, then a heir of Yahuwah through Mashiach. Howbeit then, when ye are not Yahuwah, did you service unto them which by nature are no mighty ones? Not gods. They took out gods. At least these people don't put gods here, or lords. But now after that you known Elohim, and after rather that you known of Elohim, how turn ye again to weak and beggarly elements again, 47, whereunto you desire again to be bondage. Ye observe days, months, and times, and years. Now, this seems like he's now talking to the Galatians about their stuff that they were under in bondage when they were in their heathen practices. You observe days, months, times, and years. Maybe. Because some people say that's the law, observing days, months, times, and years in under the law in the terminology as well. Some people use that for that. That can go both ways. You figure it out. You ask the real Hakadosh to explain it to you, and you break it down for you in your heart, your mind, your understanding. Don't worry. Always wait for somebody to explain it. I am afraid of you, lest I have bestowed upon you and labor in vain for nothing. I'm afraid of you. Brethren, I beseech you, verse 5, 4:12, I mean, Galatians 4:12. Brethren, I beseech you, be as I am, for I am as ye are. Ye have not endured me at all. You know how through infirmity of the flesh I preach the good news. Here we go back to the good news again. I wonder what this good news is. 2097. Unto you at first, and my temptation which was in my flesh ye despised not nor rejected, but received me as an angel of Elohim, even as Mashiach Yahusha. 4:15. Where it is then blessedness ye spake of, for I bear you reckon that if you had been possible, you would have plucked out your own eyes and had given to me. This is how much these people looked up, the Galatians looked up to Shaul and his apostoleship and respected him, and etc. Now some of y'all tell me y'all gonna pull out your eyes for your moray, your pastor. that's how much the Kool-Aid and the iced tea gets us. We almost be ready to do that. Good gracious. 4:16, the Galatians. Here goes me. This is my verse right here. I am therefore become your enemy because I tell y'all the truth. You ain't got no truth. I said read you the truth. I am therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth. Shaul was telling those people, after all that preaching that good news, when he told them the truth, now I become your enemy. This is what happens when you go against the grain with y'all today, Black Hebrew Yashvalites, with y'all stuff, all y'all made up doctrines, slaves in the kingdom, 400-year prophecy out of America. I can go on and on. All the YouTubes I had to do on this stuff. They zealously affect you, but not well, yea, they would exclude you that ye might affect them. Goodness, this old English stuff. But it is good to be zealously affected always in good thing, and not only when I am present with you. Verse 4:19, my little children, of whom I travail in birth, again until Mashiach is formed in you. Being a disciple, being a mentor to them, they're being his disciples now, in the sense of him letting them grow. You see the key words here. It says, my little children, whom I travail in birth, again unto Mashiach, to be formed in you. Mashiach in you, not Jerusalem, not Yehudium, not Israelite in you. What is this stuff y'all doing? This stuff is all twisted. 4:20. I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you. He's standing in doubt of them. After all that stuff you've been breaking down to them, he getting a little doubt in them. Tell me, ye desire to be under the law. Oh my gosh. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? Ye that desire to be under the law, do you not hear the law? He didn't say all of us are under the law. He said, ye that desire to be under the law. He was teaching the law, statutes, and commandments. Well, what would he ask the people for if they desire to be under it? It sounds like they had a choice. For it is written that Abraham had two sons, one by a bondmaid and the other by a free woman. Galatians 21:12. But the one who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he of the free woman was born by the promise. What is the promise through Abraham? The seed, all those that believe by faith. Promise. Not works, law, statute, commandments. Tissues, pork, no eating. Clothes, Saturday, Shabbat, shut down. Don't touch the phone, don't read, don't do nothing. By the promise. Which things are an allegory. And even back then they knew it was an allegory. For these are the two covenants. The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage. Y'all from Mount Sinai. That's where y'all from. That's y'all. That's why Mount Musha. Y'all disciples of Musha. That's why Mount Sinai. That's why which generate bondage, which is Agar, but he's using Agar and Sarah. For the Agar is the Mount Sinai in Arabia and answereth to Jerusalem, which now is 2019 years ago, and is in bondage with her children 2019 years ago. Shaul was saying the people of the flesh from the Jerusalem of bondage was in trouble back then. Bondage with her children, Jerusalem first century. Some of them, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. I'm with the Jerusalem above. Free. Free from y'all stuff, free from Christianity garbage, free. Not going to jail with none of y'all no more, with no religion, nothing. Period. Free. Y'all can say what you want. Galatians 4:27. For it is written, rejoice thou barren, that bearest not, breaketh forth, and cry thou that travailest not. For the desolate which have many more children than that which have an husband. The desolate. Y'all know who the desolate was in the first century, right? It wasn't the Edomites, it wasn't the Christians, it wasn't the white folks today. Now we brethren as Yishak were the children of the promise. Now we brethren as Yishak are the children of the promise. Promise of what? But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the Ruach, even so it is now, 2019 years ago, and even so is now. It's the same thing that goes on now. Those of the flesh persecute those in the Ruach because of the flesh doctrine. Old schoolmaster. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman should not be the heir with the son of the free woman. Verse 31. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, but of the free. You can't despise your liberty, which is freedom in Mashiach. Verse 5, chapter 5. No, not verse 5, chapter 5. Stand fast, therefore, stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Mashiach hath made us free, and not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. I was never really under the yoke of bondage, because these people, if they was under the law back then, I was never under the yoke of bondage. Y'all was never under the yoke of bondage, because y'all wasn't born under the law. Y'all was born during the Mashiach's age, kingdom reign. You wasn't born. That was already done away with. Now, the problem is, y'all going back to the bondage without never being under it. Coming from Christianity, going back to the law, statute, commandment, you going from being free to bondage because you changed your religious. I ain't a Christian no more. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Well, at least the Christians got that right, though. They got that part right. Maybe you need to go back and ask some of your Christian friends on the laws, statutes, and commandments. Well, we can't do it. We ain't a Christian no more. Behold, 5:2, Galatians. Behold, I shall say unto you that if you be circumcised, Mashiach shall profit you nothing. If you be circumcised, ain't that circumcision under the law? He's not talking about circumcision of the heart here, because it would have said it. He's not talking about circumcision of the heart. That's spirit. That's ruach. If you be circumcised, Mashiach, y'all are under the law. Got to make sure before the 8th day that everybody who be coming to being a Hebrew Israelite, he got to get circumcised. But what does it do for them? Profit them what? Nothing. According to Shaul's words, which I agree with totally over any one of y'all. Any day. Man. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised that he is a debtor to do the... This is one of these dudes told me, we can't do the whole law. That's obvious. Well, back then, baby, he told them they had to do the whole law. Galatians 5:3. Ain't no such thing as cutting up like a pie, like I said about the little YouTubes. Give me 16 slices out of the pie so I can take a half, keep half, don't do this, don't do that, but say this, say that, tell people they need to do this. Y'all shut down on Friday. It's your big special one. Get out of here. It's 612 more. You ain't doing them all. No way. No way. I told you, y'all only pick about 5 or 6 of them, and then y'all strut your stuff walking around. Talking about what you do, what you don't do, what you wear. Please, do the whole law, according to Galatians 5:3. He ain't saying nothing about, oh, well, the temple is destroyed. We don't have a high priest. We don't have this. We don't do that. We don't do this. We don't do that. Talking about you keeping the whole law. We do the law. Statute command. We keeping the law. Oh, man, make my blood rush. Mashiach 5:4 has become of no effect unto you. It become of major effect, of none effect unto you. Whosoever you are justified by the law. Oh boy. All these verses for 5 chapters, only the 5th chapter, and all these verses, just like eschatology, Shaul is about as cook as he come, twisted. He don't know what he talking about. Cause we under the law like the Jews. But we Israelites. We under the law like the Seventh-day Adventists. But we Israelites, we the true people of the book. For we through the Spirit wait. What was they waiting for back then for? For nothing. For the hope of righteousness by faith. The hope of righteousness by faith. They was waiting for the hope of righteousness by faith, not by doing works of the law. You ain't seen no works of the law in all these verses I read from chapter 1 to chapter 5, verse 5, with works of the law together like you making a cake. Not one. For in Yahushua Mashiach neither circumcision availeth anything nor uncircumcision, but faith again worketh by love. But faith worketh by love. Y'all say Yahuwah don't love. He did not love the world. He only died for the Israelites. And then the other folks say he only died for the elect. My. That's why we can't stand that Aki right there. He all twisted, man. You know, but a Christian. You did run well. Who did hinder you? I'm going to say that to Neil. You watch this YouTube. Neil, who did hinder you, Neil? He did run well. Who did hinder you that you should not? Neil, that's your verse. I'm going to copy and paste, give it to you later, man. Galatians 5:7. Because that definitely stands for you. Who the heck hindered you? My gosh, I got to call you out because you're the only one I know. If I knew some of these other Israelites by name, I'd call them out as well. Because who hindered them? Because all of y'all came from Christianity. I don't care what you say. Black Hebrew Israelites. Most of y'all came from Christianity. Ronald Dalton, Ben Yesra, both of them say their fathers are Christians, pastors, or whatever. We know most of us came from Christianity. I came from Christianity. Maybe y'all came from some Islam, some blackness. So you didn't even feel real strong. You ain't come from Christianity. But 90% of y'all came from Christianity. Hebrew Israelites now. That's why y'all got the same service pretty much set up. Do the same pretty much songs. Same similar little devotion. This persuasion. Verse 5:8, Galatians 5:8. 19 minutes already. Goodness. This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you. Guess what? Yahusha HaMashiach, 1 Corinthians 3:23, who I belong to, and he belonged to Yahuwah. This persuasion of being on the Lord's statutes, commandments, and all this other stuff, and don't want to eat no bacon, you're all scared to death, swine. This persuasion cometh not of him that calleth you. And guess what? It ain't come from him. That is it. Those are 2 big verses right there. And a little leaven the whole lump. A little bit of boop. It just twists up all of it. Boom. The East. It's just really messed up. I have confidence in through the sovereign, Galatians 5:10, that ye be none otherwise minded, but he that troubleth you shall bear his judgment, whosoever he be. Boy, I hope that ain't y'all. I hate to say it, but I hope that ain't y'all in verse 10. He that trouble you shall bear his judgment, whosoever that be. Now wait a minute. The only people that was persecuting the people of the bond was persecuting the free, was the one that was in bondage of the flesh, was trying to put them under the law and spying out their liberty. Now I'm the only person that was doing that. It was the disciples Yahusha was going around trying to put them under the law. 5:11. And I, brethren, if I yet preach circumcision, why I yet suffer persecution? Then is the offense of the state. The offenses of the state, not cross state. That's where the offense come from. Cease, meaning he's being persecuted because he's preaching a state. If he's preaching circumcision, he wouldn't be persecuted, according to Galatians 5:11. Maybe y'all can study that verse out with all the rest of these jokers. That's right. Shaul bringing the truth. Shaul bringing the hammer 2019 years ago. Everlasting truth through the Ruach HaKodesh to share with us 2019 years later, knowing that somebody's going to come in and say this persuasion, it doesn't come from the Ruach. I'm glad we got this book. But boy, y'all to beat us down. They killed some of us already up there talking something different. Remember, I read the other day where, let me stop. Galatians 5:12. They were even cut off which trouble you. He wanted them cut off now. Now if I say that, y'all be ready. 5:13. For brethren, ye have been called unto bondage. Ye have been called to enslavement to the law. Ye have been called unto liberty. Only not use your liberty for the occasion to the flesh. That's why we keep the Lord's statutes and commandments, because we don't do occasions to the flesh. But by love serve one another. Discipleship there. Love one another. Wow, that's a tough one. Amen. Liberty unto liberty. Brother, you have been called to liberty. For all the law. I didn't know this verse was coming. I don't know every verse. Galatians 5:4. For all, no, 3/4 of the law. Some of the law, partial law, like partial preterists. For all the law, 35:51 law is fulfilled in one word, even this thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Leviticus 19:18, Romans 13:8, according to them, Yaakov 2:8. Leviticus says 19:18, I read it already, says something similar to what is being said here in Galatians 5:14. But if you bite and devour one another, my goodness, that don't sound like today. Take heed that ye be not consumed one of another. Boy, if I put my YouTube in y'all tags, it'll be some biting and devour, be sending some, boy, gonna be some arguing and yelling and screaming and fighting and gashing the teeth. Mad. Ah, boy. This I say, then walk in the spirit, and you should not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Now, I go for everybody. There ain't no Hebrew, Christian, whatever. That's for everybody right there. 5:16. That go for everybody. Good gracious. You don't care what you call yourself now on that one. 5:17 again. Don't care what you is. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, the Ruach, and the Ruach against the flesh. And these are contrary one to another, so that ye cannot do the things which ye would. My goodness. But if you be led of the Ruach, here's the killer verse. If you be led of the Ruach, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifested, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envies, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like of this which I told you before. I have told you in time past, that ye which do such things should not inherit The kingdom of Yahuwah should not inherit the kingdom of Yahuwah. The kingdom of Yahuwah is not on earth. Oops. We get to that kingdom stuff with these guys down the road. Not on earth. But the fruit of the Ruach is love, joy, peace, long suffering. Oh my God. Gentleness, goodness, faith. Well, where's the law at? Wait, hold on. Where's the fruits of the Spirit? The fruits of the Ruach is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith. Where's the law, statute, commandments at? Where's the law, statute, commandments? Let me see. Meekness, temperance, against such there is no law. Wait a minute. So where's the law at? Where's the law that's supposed to be with the Ruach in us today that we supposed to be holding on to and doing, since these people say we still supposed to be holding by the law? And the whole law, it says. We got the other verse. There's a whole law in Galatians 5:3. Don't try to get away to do the whole law. God told me we can't do the whole law, man. We know we ain't got no temple. We know we ain't got no farm. We ain't got no animals. We ain't got this. If we live in the Ruach, let us walk in the Ruach. Also walk in the Ruach. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Envying one another. Oh my goodness. Galatians chapter 5. We don't see law, statute, commandments. We see the word law throughout all of these terminologies. All of this terminology, we got 3551. In every place where you see the law, it's 3551. Every place you see the law in all these verses, it's 3551. Not Talmuds. My man Emmanuel said it was the Talmuds, and you don't understand. A friend of mine told me it was the Talmuds. No, it's not the Talmuds. It was the law. The law of the law, statute, commandments of the Old Testament all the way down. Yeah, maybe they did in the first century add a little bit, but you ain't going to take no 3551 from all this word law and switch it over to no Talmuds to justify that's what Shah was talking about. You got to bring that to somebody waiting for the iced tea. That's it. That persuasion not coming from him that call of me. I don't know about you guys, but I no. That's it. Galatians chapter 5, 27 minutes. Chapter 4 and 5, that quick. 4 and 5, that quick. Now, that's it. On Galatians, the book of Galatians. I just said I was going to read it, and I did do that. Now I'm going to come back maybe tomorrow or next week, whatever it may be. Then we're going to get to the book of Hebrews. That's when things should be closed and sealed. That's it. Hebrews, Yehudim. Talking straight to the Hebrews. There will be no more, oh, you're talking to Gentiles. Oh, this is the southern kingdom. Oh, this is the northern kingdom. Oh, this is the Gentiles, Israelites. Oh, this and this. No, this and that. All that'll be over with the book of Hebrews. Well, he talking to the northern kingdom. He talking to the southern kingdom in the book of Hebrews. The gamemanship, the decoys, the turnaround, the U-turns, and all this stuff will be over with next week. Even Galatians, we can tell he was talking about the law. Then he was talking to them, the people that was of the uncircumcision, if you want to use it that matter, Gentiles, the Gohim, 1484, and the Greek, bam. But we got to get this thing together, because some of y'all gonna found guilty with reading all that stuff. That's why I read it. I knew I was gonna read it. I was gonna try to quote one verse here and there. Boom, boom, boom. Just read all of the verses of chapters 1, 2, 5. I ain't gonna read the whole book of Romans and the whole book of Ephesians. Heck no. That's enough. Galatians, then the book of Hebrews. Then I'm gonna get that translation, and all the back I'm gonna read all those laws, all of them 613. I'm gonna pick it up and read it, and then I'm gonna say, wait, when are y'all doing this one? When are y'all doing that one? When are you doing this one? What about this one? What about that one? Well, see, it just said in Galatians 5:3, you gotta do the whole law. They come up to my weekend. No excuses. You know why you can't do it? Because you wasn't born under the law. That's the reason why. You weren't even born under the law. Talking about you under the law, keeping the law. You weren't even born under the law. My. 30 minutes. All right. That's it. It's not personal. Scriptural business, like always. That's the way it gets down. Anyway, then I'm going to have to deal with this debate with this guy, with this kingdom stuff. Another stuff. Oh, man. Can't wait to get out of it. But it seems like you never get out, because as long as you comment and say something to somebody, if you disagree with them on anything, it seems like you'll never get out. Because everybody's just haywire. And I don't have all truth, don't claim to know all truth whatsoever. But my goodness, some of this stuff is just simple stuff. I can't help it, your pastor, your moray, or somebody else been bleeding and leading you, and you just nodding your head and ain't doing your own homework. You're afraid of everybody, the shadow, this one, that one. You're scared they're going to throw you out the camp. You're scared that you're going to be rejected not being an Israelite. Israelite's your genealogy. How are they going to reject your genealogy? My. I thought you found out and was waking who you are. You scared of that too? They're not going to tell me I'm not an Israelite no more. Woo, 1 Corinthians 3:23. 1 Corinthians 3:23. There you go. That's the end of that. Shalom, take care, and see y'all when I see y'all. How about that? Take care.